I'm not gonna lie, you brought way too many pairs of shoes.
And I've bought two more pairs since I've been here.
Yeah.
But you know what? Um, Bringing those dress shoes was a dumb idea, and I hope it wasn't my idea. It was Peace Corps' suggestion to bring. So I was going to bring both the pair with the white bottoms and the black pair that you see kind of covered next to them. I ended
Yeah.
up not bringing the solid black pair because those were my super nice dress shoes. And Peace
Oh,
Corps
okay.
like insisted that I would need them, but I didn't have room, so I ended up not bringing them. I brought the
I
more
mean,
athletic looking ones, and I don't even wear those. Yeah, the ones I'm holding right now, super nice shoes, super comfortable, never wear them.
I don't always. Did you end up wearing those during the swearing-in ceremony?
I did wear them during the swearing in ceremony. They were nice for that, but I still don't think they were worth taking up the space in my
Yeah.
luggage when I could have just got here and in those 3 months bought a local
Fair
pair
enough.
of dress shoes to wear one time.
Fair enough.
That's
I
my
mean, that's
thought
what I ended up
process.
doing. Because I brought the shoes that I was
Oh
wearing,
shit.
and then I brought a pair of sandals, and then I brought a pair of dress ear shoes, which I wear those every day to school. So I brought two in my luggage and one on my feet.
Yeah, and I mean,
And then I ended up,
go
I
ahead.
don't think
Sorry.
I've ever seen you wear those.
Those,
Yeah,
the Vans.
the high tops.
Yeah, so I actually have them right now because I've been wearing them today and
Oh, really?
yesterday. They're waterproof. They're hiking boots.
Oh,
So when
okay.
I got consolidated for flooding and I had to be out and about a lot with the rain, I wore them. But yeah, you're right. Besides that, they probably could have not been brought because the shoes that aren't pictured yet are my tennis shoes that I wear, and I bought them specifically because they're also waterproof. So it's like I
Okay.
probably could have just brought the waterproof tennis shoes and then bought a pair of rain boots if I really wanted them once I got here.
Fair enough.
So I'm talking about socks now,
Very
and
thick,
I
durable.
definitely could have brought more socks. Sorry, go ahead.
Nothing. I was just making fun of you.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fair. Would you
I'm
say that
sorry.
like, so maybe like you were talking about for education, because I'm a youth development volunteer, so I work in a MSWD office. Alex, kind of just briefly say what you do every day.
So, as an education volunteer, I'm in the classroom. Well, not currently, but during the school year, every day I'm in the classroom, either facilitating with my counterpart for lessons, lesson planning, paperwork, that kind of stuff, or just generally making sure the kids are alive. I don't know. That was kind of a weird thing to say.
Yeah, I mean it's accurate though. And for me,
Kids are crazy. Like the kids, not my kids. This is tangential, but the kids in the other fourth grade class on the other side of the wall literally fight like every day. They
yeah,
like during
they
recess
were.
get in a
Somebody
fight.
was saying the other day that Carly's kids fight all the time.
These kids are so funny because she'll tell them like, "Oh my God, guys, stop fighting," but she'll be laughing, and so they'll just look at her and like stick their tongue out and then keep fighting.
So, but like I work in an LGU, a local government unit. My dress is like business casual slash I have a uniform. So I can wear like a collared shirt with jeans and just basic shoes. Actually, literally the pairs of shoes that I wear every day I didn't even bring. They're not even pictured here, which is ridiculous. But what
Seriously?
I was getting to is like yours is different, right? Like you have to dress kind of professionally.
Yeah. Because, so, like, at least for the Philippines, culturally, teachers are seen very highly. So there's like an extra emphasis on professionalism and like appearance, at least here. So like I wear dress socks every day. I wear like plain black dress socks and like slacks and a collared shirt.
Yeah. So that's way more professional than what I have to wear as a youth development volunteer, or what they call here children, youth, and families. So if you're watching this as the next batch or someone in the future, it's going to depend on what sector you're going into within your country, whether it's the Philippines or not. So just ask your program director, because they're going to be able to tell you more specifically what you will wear. It definitely does not always seem fair. I'm sure Alex can attest. I mean, I get to wear much more casual stuff than you do, so.
Yeah. I, like, generally, I'll go through, like, 2 shirts a day and maybe 2 pairs of socks. Because when I go to work, I'll be wearing, like, professional stuff. And then when I come home, I'll take a shower and change so that I'm not wearing sweaty collared shirt while I'm playing video games. But
so
I honestly feel like
those button-ups that I'm talking about right now, those are 2 of my favorite shirts. Everybody compliments on that wave shirt, both of those 2 button-ups. These that I'm showing now, all these long sleeve ones, don't know why I brought them. I think
would not recommend bringing any long sleeves. Maybe 1.
Yeah, and I'll emphasize that since we've kind of skipped over some of this stuff. All of those jackets, I've never worn them once. I may at some point wear that black denim jacket, but it's really not necessary. The flannels, all that stuff, I've not worn it once. I would recommend bringing 1 sweater that you really like, but also the sweater that I'm wearing literally right now, I bought here. So that's the thing, is like, I mean, some of you all may be going to a country where clothes are not as accessible as they are in the Philippines, but here there's a whole culture around what they call ukay-ukay, or like consignment clothes. Yeah, thrifting.
Yeah.
So it's like, I love this sweater, but I bought it here. So like, you know, this is just the kind of things that hopefully we can give you some context on, because I think when you're in the States thinking about coming into Philippines or coming into Peace Corps, it feels like, oh, I gotta bring everything because there's not gonna be stuff there. But it's like, I would say most places you're gonna go, you can get stuff you need. So
I feel like, honestly, when it comes to at least like tropical or hotter countries, like I feel like maybe 1 long sleeve, 1 sweater, but even then, I would, like, personally, if I was gonna repack, I would probably not bring any sweaters, I would not bring any long sleeves, and I would just buy something here.
Yes.
Because our training, like, during initial orientation, we were in a big city, and I'm assuming for most Peace Corps posts, your initial orientation will be in a larger city area where you will have access to shopping.
Yeah, probably near the capital,
if
right?
you needed, so if you needed any of that stuff, just buy it locally, because depending on where you are, it might even be cheaper than buying it in the US and bringing it, and it also will save you a ton of like space in your luggage.
Yeah.
So, I mean I bought, because my mom was like, well, you never know, and I was like, okay, fair. I brought like a ton of sweaters because at least like I get cold really easily. So when I'm in the air conditioning, like it's nice, but at what cost? So I wear sweaters. I wear sweaters a lot in the States, but here I've literally not worn a sweater maybe more than 3 times in the past 6 months. So
yeah. So pause your video. Let's just
paused.
Just because it's okay. Where do we get at? Good. That's good enough. Step back to like 1446 or so.
1440. Oh, the way that I clicked my mouse exactly on 1446.
That's wild.
Oh my god.
Okay. So just to reiterate the clothes. So what you're looking at here is Everything in the middle on the rug. Don't you love how my Christmas tree is still up? Everything in the middle on the rug
I'm not
is
judging.
stuff that was brought. Mostly. Not everything ended up fitting when I packed it, but all this stuff was brought. The stuff on the left was stuff I was considering bringing if I had extra room, and I had 0 extra room, so none of that got brought. But I will say, where you can see the orange jacket, I did like there was no reason to bring any of those jackets. That was me overpacking. Kind of like what we were saying earlier, if you're going to a tropical country, pack for think about a typical day in a tropical country and only bring the stuff that you would pack in those conditions. Don't try to prepare for oh, what if it's cold one day, or oh, what about the rainy days? Because it's you can buy that stuff there. Sure, maybe if you know you're going to a place where it's rainy, you can bring an umbrella or a rain jacket, but honestly, you might get there and your rain jacket doesn't exactly fit the conditions, or your umbrella, you really need a different one. Because for me, I brought my good rain jacket, but it's hot as hell in the Philippines, and my rain jacket is double layered, so I would rather have bought one here that's one of those ultralight ones that are really common. So yeah, I mean, there's no reason to have any of those jackets. There was no reason to bring the flannel. There's no reason to bring the sweater. I mean, if we were Josh or Nico, maybe, because there's a place in the Philippines called Baguio City where it gets much cooler. But even then, you can't predict that. And again, they can just buy stuff here,
Even then, I feel like it's cool in Baguio City, or in the mountains in general. It's cool, but it's not cold.
Right.
So, it's comfortably cool, but I don't know that it's flannel cool every day.
Yes. Yeah.
And it also is I don't know. That's a kind of material that I wouldn't wear here in general, even in Baguio, because Baguio is so wet.
Yeah, it's very moist.
It's not. I feel like that wouldn't be comfortable. I would rather just wear a t-shirt than a light raincoat. Or honestly, I think I brought 2 raincoats and I have barely used them. I just wear a t-shirt and use an umbrella.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, it's just this. The one that I have on now that I'm talking about. This is even too thick to wear in Baguio, in my opinion. The condition that I'm going to wear this in is lounging in the air conditioning, which I'm fortunate enough to have at home now and here where I am currently. But it's that's so specific of a time when you would wear a sweater that you should just buy it once you're in country.
Yeah. Because, we had... Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go for it.
I was just gonna expand on that a little bit, because a bunch of the education volunteers have air conditioning at their houses. Klein has air conditioning, Carly has air conditioning, I think Joe might, I'm not sure. Actually, a lot of the education people have ACs, but anyway, I don't. So I literally never wear sweaters since we've been to permanent site. I literally don't wear any of the sweaters or coats or anything long sleeve, none of it, because every week I have 5 or 6 short sleeve t-shirts or collared shirts, and I wear those, and then at the end of the week I do laundry, and then I just wear the same thing the next week. So, and because I only have an electric fan, literally there's no reason for me to ever wear anything other than a short sleeve.
Yeah. Yep. And that, I'll just expand that over, like we were saying, to the button-up shirts where that black one is sitting kind of near the hammock, or near the yellow bottle. That's there's no reason to bring those. I brought sweat wicking collared shirts. I brought the 2 button-ups that are kind of look like a wave pattern. Then when I got here, I bought 2 Peace Corps official shirts, and it's that's a whole week. I don't.
Yeah.
ever have an opportunity to wear those long sleeves, because why would I want to? They're gonna make me sweat, and I don't have a desire to. And the reason I'm saying this is because my mindset then, I was out shopping and I spent, those are brand new, like I spent money on those, and it was unnecessary. If I had to go to an extremely formal event, then I would probably wear them. But then again, in the Philippines, there's an official, like, formal dress, the barong for guys, which I bought for swearing in. I would honestly probably wear that if I was going to something official enough to want to justify one of those long sleeve button ups. So
I would say maybe having one and maybe buying it in country, because I have worn a long sleeve a couple of times for a couple of events. Like I was invited to a wedding and I was told not to wear my barong. So
too formal, maybe.
Yeah, I was told that, like, there were some guys that were in, like, there's like a version of the barong which is different, but it's like a short sleeve. It's like kind of a fancy t-shirt.
Yeah.
There were some gentlemen wearing those, but I wore my solid black long sleeve, and then I wore that again actually during the town fiesta because we did our dance routine thing, and that was like we were supposed to dress up a little bit. So I have worn one a couple of times, but like I did the same thing. I went out shopping at like Marshall's because I was getting an employee discount, and I bought like 4 or 5 long sleeve dress shirts, which literally are probably collecting dust. I've like never picked them up, never taken them off of the hook, never worn them.
Yep.
So except for I think during IO or PST Reconnect when I was like short on laundry.
Yeah. I mean, I wore a couple of them at PST because it was early on, and I was like, oh, I have this, I'm gonna wear it. And I mean, they look nice, they look formal, but on the day-to-day, I don't find myself reaching for them if I have other stuff clean.
Yeah, I think in the long run, they're not worth it. Maybe for PST, but in the long run, at your permanent site, like if you're in the vast majority of Peace Corps posts in an area that is somewhat close to the equator, or like kind of more, Central America, Africa, East Asia, tropics, like I wouldn't bother. If you have to, buy something locally.
Yep.
But throughout it's been 6 months or 3 months since we swore in, and I haven't worn them, so.
Yeah, no. I'll expand on that though by saying, if you're going to buy shirts of any kind, formal, button-up, long sleeve, t-shirt, short sleeve, I mean, and you're in like a site, a Peace Corps country that's close to the equator, go for as much quick dry stuff as you can get. That's my personal opinion, because you can see that those button-ups that we're talking about right now, the black one and stuff, those are quick dry. They're not quick dry, but they're like a stretchy flex cool material. And then on the left, just down from the jackets, you can see some of the t-shirts I brought, and then you can see some of like the workout shirts. That tie-dye shirt is a workout shirt, and then the kind of like the rash guards and stuff. I brought a lot of like sleeveless shirts to work out in, along with like athletic shorts and shirts and stuff, t-shirts. The ones that I go for the most are always the quick dry, because if I'm gonna go work out, I'm gonna sweat my ass off. And even if I have on a sleeveless shirt, if it's cotton, it's gonna be literally soaked to the point that it's like disgusting, and to the point that when I get back home, I have to literally lay it out to dry, because if I don't, it's gonna get like moldy in my hamper. So it's like even that tie-dye sleeveless shirt. I like it a lot and I still wear it. But every time I wear it to work out in it, it's so wet when I get home that I have to like drape it over the hamper while I'm running my AC and like dry it out. So yeah, a couple purchases that I made that I do think are worth it. I went to Eddie Bauer. They were having an after Christmas sale, and I bought a couple of these like antimicrobial quick dry shirts. Actually, I have one on now. You can see it's like stretchy and it's quick dry, but it's not like a scratchy quick dry. So if you can find a really good quality quick dry type t-shirt, I would say that may be worth spending your money on if you're going to a tropical country, because they're definitely going to be your best friend, or at least that's kind of how I feel. What do you think?
I would agree with that. I think the bottom line is, if you're somewhere warm, you want clothing that is breathable.
Yes.
Because otherwise you're going to sweat and be uncomfortable. But if you have clothing that is breathable, you will sweat a lot, but at least you'll be marginally more comfortable because you won't be like literally disgusting, like peeling your t-shirt off of yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's kind of like pack for where you're going and only for where you're going. Don't pack for these weird off-the-cuff scenarios that you make. Yeah, don't pack for what ifs, because any what ifs, you can accommodate those once you're in country, for sure.
In country, yeah.
And it's the same thing with the shorts. I brought a bunch of athletic shorts. I love them. They were worth it. The ones that I brought. The jean shorts and stuff, I do wear them sometimes. I'm glad that I only brought like 2 pair, but again, I don't know that I wear both of them. I think maybe there's 3 pair there actually. I don't know that I wear them all enough to justify having brought all of them. And they're also one of the things that are on the list of maybe I'm going to take these back home when I visit at Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with pants. Like, just don't, if you are looking at a piece of clothing, even if it's quick dry, super cool, has a lot of airflow, whatever, and you're like, I just don't know that I like this, just don't bring it. Because if you are not sure if you like it in the States, you're probably going to get to your country and then never wear it.
Yeah. I would say when it comes to pants and shorts, honestly, bring the bare minimum. Because again, if you need something, just buy it in country. Because like I've bought a couple pairs of pants and shorts just because I felt like it. But honestly, in my day-to-day, like, I didn't bring that many pairs of pants, and I didn't bring that many pairs of pants. I only brought a few, and it works just fine. Like, I don't really need extra pairs of pants. I think I brought 3 pairs of jeans, and I think honestly that was too many. And then I brought I think 3 other pairs of pants, and then in addition, the ones that I bought for swearing in with my barong.
Yeah.
But like, I hope this isn't gross, but pants can be reworn. So, if you wear a pair of pants 2 days in a row, or you wear a pair of pants, then you wear a different pair of pants the next day, and then you go back to the first pair of pants the 3rd day, like, pants are made to be reworn, especially jeans.
Yes. Yeah.
So don't go out of your way to bring 1 pair of pants for every single day of the week, because it's just not necessary. Shorts, I would say personally, I guess it depends, because I just wear athletic shorts when I'm not at home, or when I'm at home, not at work. Like, when I come home and I just change into a pair of athletic shorts. So I have a bunch of those. I wear a pair of athletic shorts as my pajamas because I'm insane and I wear clothing to bed. But um, I mean, I don't go out that much, so like I guess it depends on where you're going or like where your site is. If I was going out like multiple days out of the week, then maybe. But I think I brought too many pairs of shorts for what I really need because I think I have 4 or 5 pairs of shorts, maybe, not including athletic shorts. And I mean that was fine when I was on vacation, because I just wore a different pair of shorts every day, and then I did laundry halfway through, and it was fine. But in my everyday day to day, I only wear like a normal pair of shorts if I'm going out, which is like almost never. So I don't. Yes, I need shorts, but I also don't really need that many. So
Yeah, I agree with
something to
that
think about.
100%.
And also, when it comes to the kinds of pairs of shorts to think about, like definitely athletic shorts if you plan to work out, exercise, run, like do whatever, or for chilling around your house because they're much more breathable and much more comfortable, honestly, especially in the heat. But like, I personally would not wear jean shorts here, um, unless they're really loose fitting, because that just seems miserable. Um, but I would go for pairs of shorts that are like really light, breathable, but look not like athletic shorts, if that makes sense. Just so that you can not literally sweat a hole in your pants.
Literally, yeah.
I don't know. I just would be like more reserved about the kinds and the number of shorts. Even though it like kind of does, it sounds like it doesn't make sense because it's a tropical country, so you would be wearing shorts a lot. But in reality, because we're working 5 days a week, I am almost never wearing shorts.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I don't really need that many.
Yeah, I agree with that exactly. And yeah, I was kind of thinking through the last part that you just said while you were talking. It's like you're most likely working 5 days out of the week, Monday through Friday. When you're working, you have to wear pants. Unless some CRM volunteers can wear shorts, and that's a certain type of working shorts that you all probably know what you need for that type of activity. But if you're in a professional setting, like in an office setting, then you're gonna have to wear pants. And kind of like what you were saying, for me, you can see a stack of pants there. I wear a pair of khakis that I'm not sure is even pictured there because it's different than the pair of khakis that you can see. I did bring them from the States, so I wear a pair of khakis, and I wear a pair of jeans that I bought here that I didn't even bring from the United States. And like you were saying, wearing them, over a few times throughout the week, I probably will switch back and forth, or I'll wear those jeans for like 3 days in a row, 2 days in a row, wear the khakis on a Wednesday, and then wear the jeans for 2 more days in a row. Because it doesn't matter. They're a really good pair of jeans that are kind of thicker. They're like a blackish, like a faded black color. They go with everything I own. So it's like there's so much here clothing wise that I didn't need to bring. I wear 4 of the collared shirts that I brought out of all that, and I wear 1 of the pairs of jeans that I brought out of all that. And the only time that I wear those jean shorts, like you were saying, is if I'm going out for something, but that is so specific and so rare that I wish I had just bought something a little bit nicer here instead of bringing those.
Yeah.
And just to finish that thought, absolutely, with athletic shorts, if you're going to a tropical country, athletic shorts, athletic gear, like breathable kind of workout gear, that's what you're going to want to wear when you're not forced to wear the formal stuff while you're at work. So if you're off Friday through Sunday, or if you're just off Saturday, Sunday, you're going to be wearing those comfortable athletic shorts and those breathable athletic tops any chance that you get when you're off of work. So definitely bring more of those than the less comfortable, kind of nicer stuff.
The one consideration that might be a little bit different is for volunteers who are female presenting. There is an opportunity for dresses and skirts, so that would definitely change the kind of things that you're wearing or you're bringing, because if you're planning on bringing or wearing a lot of dresses or skirts, then you probably don't need as many pairs of pants. I mean, that's up to your personal preference and how comfortable you feel wearing dresses and skirts in around people in an office, for example, versus pants. Like for Sam A, she would probably, I think she's more of a pants person, but she would probably be fine because the whole organization is women. So I don't think she's really at a risk of men being creepers there. But
Right.
if you are Elizabeth, and you are one of the only women in an office entirely full of men, then maybe you would be less comfortable wearing dresses and skirts there and more comfortable wearing pants. I mean, it's up to personal preference, but that could influence the kinds of things that you pack. If you are more comfortable wearing dresses and skirts, then maybe you bring less pairs of shorts, less pairs of pants. If you're not as comfortable wearing dresses and skirts, maybe you bring more pairs of pants and shorts, or you bring just as many pairs of shorts. Actually, this is probably not a bad idea. Wearing shorts underneath a skirt or a dress. And bringing an equal number of shorts and skirts. But that's just an additional consideration that we don't have to really deal with, but it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, definitely. And I know for me, I was kind of annoyed with how strict Peace Corps' packing list was as far as being overly conservative. And then I got here and realized that especially in the Philippines, Filipino people are extremely even in the more conservative areas, you'll see the youth, the younger people with not super conservative clothes. But the one thing I will say is if you're in the States planning to come to a Peace Corps country, I probably would second guess some of the less conservative styles that we have in the States, because in my opinion, it would be better to not bring those and then get to your country and figure out how they're perceived. And then if they are more open and it's not a big deal, kind of like it is here in the Philippines, you can just buy it in your country and then get back into your more normal style, instead of risking bringing more stuff and then getting to your country and realizing oh yeah, that's really not gonna fly. People are gonna start to form opinions about me based on what I'm wearing, and whether it's right or wrong, you just don't want that in Peace Corps, mostly for your own safety and for your own immersion and acceptance into the community. So
yeah, I would definitely agree with that. And to kind of piggyback off of that, swimsuits specifically, especially for women's swimsuits, more conservative. If you're a guy and you're bringing board shorts, make sure that they're kind of longer, and you bring a swim shirt, because I think I brought a swim shirt. Yeah, I brought a swim shirt, and I don't always wear it, but I do sometimes wear it, because it's if I don't, I get a lot of weird stares. When we were at the resort, they have that really strict when we were at the resort for orientation, they have that really strict dress policy on at the swimming pool. So if you're a woman and you're thinking about what kind of swimsuit to wear, definitely don't bring a bikini anywhere that you're going. I would say that probably the majority of Peace Corps countries do a one piece. Like, if you can find one that fits comfortably and looks like you're happy with how it looks, do a one piece. Like a full covered body one piece. If you're bringing board shorts, bring a swim shirt as well.
Yeah.
Just generally err on the side of dressing a little more conservatively, and then loosen up your clothing by buying when you get there to your country.
Exactly. Because it's like, just pack the more conservative stuff, because, you know, like, if you're associated with Peace Corps and you're wearing a swimsuit, like if you're at an official Peace Corps event, they're going to want you to dress more conservatively. And like in our case, our PST training was at it was a nice resort, but it was like a Christian resort. So they had those extra strict rules, and they wanted you to like cover up. So even the guys, I think, eventually got told, like, hey, you need to have your like rash guard on, or you need to be wearing like a breathable top while you're swimming. And like for the ladies, you need to have on a one piece, not a two piece. Now, when you're at site, that's probably still the case, so that you don't draw attention to yourself. But like in the Philippines, if I leave site and I go to like Siargao or Bulanao or somewhere that is like very touristy, there's a lot of people, I'm not at site, people don't know me, you could probably get away with wearing a two-piece or like shorter board shorts and no shirt, and it really doesn't matter. I think once you're at permanent site, you can kind of make a better determination of what you should and shouldn't wear as far as how conservative your dress should be. But definitely at first, for safety and for Peace Corps, I think it's better to have packed the more conservative stuff, and then, like you're saying, just buy the other stuff later down the road.
Yeah, if you need it.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, all the athletic gear, I would recommend athletic shorts, all the breathable shirts. But if it's long sleeve and you're going to a tropical country, put an X on it. If it's a sweater or a jacket and you're going to a tropical country, put an X on it. And I would even say, bring the one or two pairs of pants that you love and want to wear for sure. And the rest, don't bring them. Buy that shit in country, because it's just not necessary.
Yeah. I think one final note is that if you're worried about like, oh, well, if I bring it from home, then I can just bring it back home. If I buy extra there, then I'm going to bring it back home, and now I have a ton of clothing that I don't necessarily need because I have all of my clothing that I left at home. If you're leaving clothing at home, I don't know, maybe some people are not, but you can definitely donate it to members of your community when you leave. You can, like, any clothing that you don't want to bring home, just give it away. Sell it to a thrift store, an ukay-ukay, sell it to your neighbor, your coworker. Like, if you don't want it at the end of your service, just get rid of it, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, and the reality
so if you're
is,
worried about,
like, you're gonna acquire those things. Yeah, you go ahead. I was just gonna emphasize that, like, you know, you don't want to be wasteful, but you are going to acquire those things at site that you're not going to be able to, or you're not going to want to bring back to the States with you. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
Yeah. No, I was just going to kind of reiterate what I was saying. Just, like, if you are concerned about packing and bringing things here versus not bringing enough, it's better to be... Technically, it is better to be overpacked than underpacked. But if you get here and you find that you're missing a lot of things, then you buy it. And then if at the end of the service, you go home, or you're getting ready to go home, and you look at all of the things that you have, you're like, I don't really want to bring this home. Just don't. Just give it away. And then it's not, like, you don't have to worry about it. So you can comfortably come here, buy things, and then not worry about it.
Yeah.
Or give it to other volunteers.
Yes, because there will be volunteers that will come in after you and will still be serving as you're leaving. That's a good point.
Because like I know CMD gave away a bunch of her clothing.
Yep.
Because she was like, I have too much of this. I don't really need this. Somebody take it from me.
Yeah, and hers is a
So-
good example because she had staff that gave her several dresses because they noticed that she wore dresses, and then she
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, "Oh, I like these dresses more than I like some of the stuff that I brought, so I'm gonna now give away some of the stuff that I brought." So it's like you're gonna run into those situations, and one way that I would think about it is a lot of the stuff that I brought from the States, I have like a personal connection to. I don't want to give it away. But
Yeah.
some of the stuff that I bought here, I don't have as much of a connection to, so I would be willing to donate it or pass it on to a different volunteer. So I think that also kind of lends itself to the idea of bring less from the States and just buy all those extras once you get to country, because it's just, whether you're thinking about donating it or anything like that, I think it's going to lend itself towards a better outcome for you and your space and the amount of crap that you have that you're lugging around.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, I bought brand new pairs of breathable boxer briefs. I cannot recommend that enough. I think it's good to start fresh when you're going into Peace Corps with new, good quality underwear and socks. So if you're going to spend money, buy yourself some good, especially in a tropical country, good, breathable underwear and high quality, breathable socks. Bring those, bring enough pair for a full week at least, maybe even 2 weeks. Because you never know how many pairs you're going to end up wearing in a day because you get rained on or you get sweaty or you just feel awful after work and you want to shower, so then you put on another pair, whatever. That's where I wish I would have put a little bit more of my money in.
I honestly do that. I wear during the school year, I was wearing two pairs of underwear a day.
Yeah.
Because I would wear one during school, and then I would come home and shower and change into a different pair. So I brought 2 weeks worth of underwear, and it's worked out just fine. I think maybe I had a little too much. I think maybe I brought a little too much. I don't remember exactly how many pairs I brought, but I think that it's better to have more underwear and socks available than not enough.
Yeah. And one thing I'll say about socks, I learned this working in an outdoor store. Wool socks are great for if you're getting sweaty or if you're getting wet a lot. These are a brand new pair of wool socks that I bought from a local sock shop before I left. A lot of people think, oh, they're wool, they've got to be hot, right? Well, actually, hiking socks are made out of wool because the wool naturally wicks sweat away from your foot. So look for hiking type socks, and those will be the best for a really hot country. One final thing that I'll say about quick dry or sweat wicking materials, whether it's underwear, socks, rash guards, or shorts, the more of that stuff that you bring, the easier of a time you're going to have if you need to hand wash some of it because you run out of clothes, something happens.
That's true.
There's been several times that I've just not had time to do my laundry or go to the laundromat. So I'll just take a pair of those quick dry boxer briefs, wash them in the shower, hang them up, and by the next day they're dry and I can just wear them again. So the quick dry stuff is really good for those situations too. Sick. Any last thoughts on clothes, Alex? Voila,
but I will make a quick note that Doc Ferdy told me, so when it comes to specifically underwear, I'll try and make this quick. Breathability and all of those breathe tech or sweat wicking, whatever is nice. But cotton absorbs, I think he told me cotton absorbs sweat much better than polyester does. So I have a bunch of like super breathable, like really nice polyester or like synthetic fiber underwear, and Doc Ferdy actually told me it's better to wear cotton because it absorbs this better, and so it will keep your groin more dry than if you were wearing polyester. So that is one minor consideration. Just because it's really hot here and I don't have an air con, so I sweat a lot. So
yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. I think maybe it's twofold. The polyesters are going to like pull the sweat kind of away from you, or they're going to dry quicker. So it's kind of like they're not really pulling the sweat away from you, they're just drying quicker. But the cotton is more absorbent, so it's actually taking more moisture off your skin, but it also might get soaked through quicker and then stay wet longer. So it's kind of a both and situation.
I mean, I have some pairs of both, so
yeah,
it's not a bad idea to have some pairs of both.
Yeah, and I would also say, to put my final note on it, despite everything we've said, bring a few things that are like your comfort clothes. I have a pair of American Eagle cotton boxers. They're normally the ones that I sleep in. They're my favorite. They're the most comfortable, so those are the ones I sleep in. I have a cotton sleep shirt that is like not, I'm losing my words, not functional at all for here in the Philippines, but it's like one of my favorite sleep shirts. I have one or two shirts that are cotton, but they're like my favorite cotton shirts that I would want to wear to like the movies or to go out to a nice restaurant, so I brought those. One of these sweaters is my dad's sweater that means a lot to me. They say not to bring stuff that's sentimental to you, but you also need to bring things that make you feel okay and make you feel kind of at home, mentally. So I would say if there's pieces of clothing like that that bring you comfort or make you feel better, still bring those, because that's just as important as it being functional. So.
All right, Dad, what's next?
All right, so you're on 1446, right?
Yep.
Let's click it and let's click play and ready? I'll count it down. 3, 2, 1, click. Okay. So I think we backed up a little bit, and we're going to catch up. If you're going to a tropical country, definitely bring swimming trunks. We kind of talked about that, board shorts. This is a quick dry hat. So I'm a hat guy. I have way too many hats. But that quick dry hat is really nice for if you're wearing it to the beach or in the rain, just like all the other quick dry stuff, even hats, it's good.
Is that a fidget spinner?